friends, and welcome to another haul. This haul is very exciting. 30 books to haul today, and I'm getting this done just in the nick of time because tomorrow is the day of my big bedroom bookshelf remodel. I'm going to be adding 5 bookshelves to this room, which is very incredible. And so these very stuffed shelves, which, like, there's obviously room still on the shelves, but I want my shelves to not be so stuffed. I want them to have more room to breathe, but I still keep bringing books in, so we simply had to get more bookshelves, okay? But we're just gonna jump right on into it, and I will just explain anything if need be. So today my husband and I did go to the bookstore, and he got me 6 books for our wedding anniversary. We were gonna do like the I have 2 minutes to find whatever I want, but as an anxiety girly, like, that's cute in theory, but in practice it gave me really bad anxiety, so we didn't end up doing that, and I just found some books and he picked them up for me. So what did we pick up from that situation? From that, I did pick up The Littlest Library by Poppy Alexander. This is a heartwarming literary themed novel about a woman who turns an ordinary red phone box into the littlest library in England and brings together a struggling village. I think that is so cutie. I also am gonna pop up here because I'm just gonna put it away probably. I am tomorrow getting in the mail the Right Move, I think, the newest book in the Windy City series. I have not started the series, but they're being reprinted with new covers, and they're only doing one run of the old covers of the final book, and I have all 4 of the other books, and I didn't want to run into the issue where I just, like, couldn't get a matching one, so she will be coming tomorrow. Then I got When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. I'm just in the process of collecting all of Lucinda Berry's works. I do not have this one. She disappears, a wife and a mother. She comes home a stranger. I think this is a cult book, which I do enjoy. Then another book that I picked up because I've read one book by this author and was obsessed with it is Unmissing by Minka Kent. I read The Stillwater Girls by her and I gave it 5 stars, and this says, for a happily married couple, it's best not to talk about the past until it comes knocking. Marriott Catello and her husband Luca have a life they dreamed of, a coastal home, a promising future, and a growing family. That dream ends with a late-night knock on the door. Weak, broken, and emaciated, it's Luca's first wife, Lydia, missing for 10 years, presumed dead, and very much alive. She has quite a story. Her kidnapping, a torturous confinement that should have ended with her death, but finally escape. Racked with guilt over the beautiful life they've built, Merritt and Luca agree to help Lydia back on her feet, if it's the least they can do. But the more enmeshed Lydia becomes in Merritt's family, the more questions Merritt has. What is it about Lydia that's especially unnerving? Why hasn't she gone to the police with her harrowing tale? What does she really want from them? The answers, when they come, are terrifying, because Lydia isn't the only one with secrets. So that sounds really good. This next book is a romance book, and I picked it up just because, like, bird watching is like a running joke in my family, and this book is called Birding with Benefits, and it's a romance about bird watching, I believe. Celeste is spreading her wings and saying yes to adventure after her divorce, so naturally she agrees to pose as a stranger's girlfriend for the day. But quiet outdoorsman John, that's so funny because my dad's name is John and he loves birds, just needs the partner for Tucson's biggest bird watching competition, where finishing on top could help his fledgling guide business get off the ground. The two agree to pair up for a 6-week contest, both as teammates and as a couple, to get their pestering friends off their backs about their single status. Celeste can't tell a sparrow from a swallow, but John is a patient teacher. After hours together birding and hiking and some strategic PDA to keep their friends convinced, their chemistry becomes undeniable. Celeste suggests an upgrade to their arrangement, birders with benefits, just until the contest is over. But as their bird count goes up and their plans wind down, John and Celeste have to decide if these benefits could last a lifetime or if their love affair is for the birds. I don't know, I just think it sounds hilarious. So there's that. I don't often buy new books at half price books, but I did. We got The Crash by Frieda McFadden. I also just have been trying to collect all of her books, and I'm getting kind of behind, so we picked that up. And the last one from my sweet husband is this book. What is her name? A booktuber, I forget her name. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but it was in when a bunch of like booktubers went to Austin together. This is a book that she had suggested for Ashlyn Goobly to read, and it sounded really good. This is called The Personal Librarian. The cover is hideous, by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. And this was bought at the Strand, which I'm pretty sure is in a bookstore in New York City, so that's kind of funny. But this is in her 20s, Bella DaCosta Green is hired by JP Morgan to curate a collection of rare manuscripts, books, and artwork for the newly built Piermont Morgan Library. Belle becomes a fixture in New York City society and is one of the most powerful people in the art and book world, known for her impeccable taste and shrewd negotiating for critical work as she helps create a world-class collection. But Belle has a secret, and she must protect it at all costs. She was born not Belle DaCosta Green, but Belle Marion Green, the daughter of Richard Greener. Or it's not Green. Greener. The first black graduate of Harvard and a well-known advocate for equality. Belle's complexion isn't dark because of her alleged Portuguese heritage that lets her pass as white. Her complexion, is dark because she is black. The Personal Librarian tells a story of an extraordinary woman famous for her intellect, style, and wit, and shares the lengths she must go to protect her family and her legacy. So it sounds really, really, really good. I'm excited about that. Then I got this during the most recent Amazon book sale. It was on sale for $8. I have the first book in the series, haven't read it, but now we have the second one, Wild Eyes. I'm sure everybody knows about that book. The next book I got literally like 2 days after I gave like my bestie girl Andrea her birthday presents. This was one of the books that she had on her Amazon wishlist, and I got it for her, and then they had it at Half Price Books, and I was like, well, I might as well pick it up, you know? Oh my god, it has chapter titles. I love that. This one is called Role Playing by Kathy Yardley. Maggie is an unapologetic, grumpy 48-year-old hermit. Love that we have like a not 21-year-old. But when her college-aged son makes her a deal, she'll be more social if she does the same. But when her college-aged son makes her a deal, he'll be more social if she does the same. She can't refuse. She joins a new online gaming guild led by a friendly healer named Otter, so that nobody gets the wrong idea. She calls herself Bog Witch. Otter is Aiden, a 50-year-old optimist using the guild as an emotional outlet for his family drama, caring for his aging mother while his brother plays house with Aiden's ex-fiance. Bogwitch and Otter become fast virtual friends, but there's a catch. Bogwitch thinks Otter is a college student. Otter assumes Bogwitch is an octogenarian. I don't know what that even means. When they finally meet face to face after a rocky, shocking start, their unlikely pair of sunshine and stormy personalities grow tentatively closer, but Maggie's previous relationships have left her bitter, and Aiden's got complications of his own. Everything's easier online, but can they make it work in real life? I love that. Sounds so good. And then I didn't have Play Along for the Windy City series, and I found it the other week at Half Price Books. I'm like peeling off the stickers as I go. And I think that these covers are way prettier than like the new ones coming out. Like, I don't really like the new special like what are they called, deluxe edition. I don't like them. So we have Play Along. And then I did get this gifted to me from, I think her name was Whitney, in a Facebook group, but Amazon didn't give me the gift receipt. And this is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I am very excited about this. I'm actually not that excited about this because I don't really love a vampire story, but I love Grady Hendrix, and I'm trying to collect all of his books, so adding to the collection. Another person I'm just trying to collect all of their books is Josh Mallerman. And his books are kind of expensive on Goodreads. Not on Goodreads, on Amazon. I don't know if they're like all just like indie published or what. So, besides Bird Box. So, whenever I'm at Half Price Books, I always see if I can snag one. I don't even look what they're called, what they're about. This one is called A House at the Bottom of the Lake. It's a like little short boy novella. It's like less than 200 pages. Story begins The story begins. Young lovers anxious to connect agree to a first date thinking outside the box. At 17 years old, James and Amelia can feel the rest of their lives beginning. They have got this summer and this summer alone to experience the extraordinary, but they didn't expect to find it in a house at the bottom of the lake. The house is cold and dark, but it's also their own. Caution be damned. Until being carefree becomes dangerous, for the teens must decide, swim deeper into the house all while falling deeper in love, or return to the surface to safety and sanity. Whatever they do, they will never be able to turn their backs on what they discover together and what they learn. Just because the house is empty doesn't mean nobody's home. So, should be spooky. Also got this one in the Amazon book sale, The Summer of Broken Rules. It basically referred to it as like very Taylor Swift coded, so I thought that sounded fun. It says, it's all fun and games till someone loses their heart. When Meredith Fox lost her sister Claire 18 months ago, she shut everyone out, but this summer she's determined to join the world again. The annual family vacation at Martha's Vineyard seems like a perfect place to reconnect. Her entire extended family is gathering for a big summer wedding, and although Meredith is dateless after being unexpectedly dumped, she's excited to participate for the traditional Fox family game of Assassin that will take place during the week of the wedding festivities. Claire always loved the game, and Meredith is determined to honor her legacy. But when Meredith forms an alliance with a cute groomsman, she finds herself getting distracted. Meredith tries to focus on the game and win for her sister, but she can't help but fall for him. And as the weeks progress, she realizes she's not the only one losing the game, but also her heart. So corny, but so cute. So this I was very excited about. Found this for only 10 bucks at Half Price Books. This book's usually like 30 something. And that would be The House of Leaves, or not just House of Leaves. There's literally no synopsis on the back. Oh, it's right here. This book, if you don't know, it's written like really wackadoodle. Like some pages look like this. Like if you ever see this book like in person, pick it up, because like everything's written funky. There's a bunch of footnotes, and I'm gonna have to like do some research as to like the best way to read this. But years ago, when House of Leaves was first being passed around, it was nothing more than a badly bundled heap of paper, parts of which would occasionally surface the internet. No one could have anticipated the small but devoted following this terrifying story would soon command. Starting with an odd assortment of marginalized youth musicians, tattoo artists, programmers, strippers, environmentalists, and adrenaline junkies, the book eventually made its way into the hands of the older generation, who not only found themselves in those strangely arranged pages, but also discovered a way back into the lives of their estranged children. Now, for the first time, this astonishing novel is made available in book form. Oh, okay. That's not a synopsis. I don't really know what this is about, but we're gonna eventually give it a go. I'm very intimidated by it, so I don't know when that'll be, but I do own it now. Then I found this on clearance for $3 at Half Price Books. It is The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. I'm going to peel the sticker off. I have read 3 books by Sally, and I've given all of them 4 stars. So I figured it seemed like a safe bet to pick up another one of her books. And it being on clearance, the Half Price Book stickers usually come off so easy. I don't know what is going on. But for $3, I figured, heck yeah, might as well. You know what I mean? One moment as I scrape off this freaking stupid sticker, because I literally don't ever have issues with their stickers, but this is like behaving like a Target sticker. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I do have a couple of other really exciting books. I just don't know when they're like, I have ordered. Technically, my friend has them ordered and I paid her for them, but you know, they're going to be coming my way in future hauls, but quite excited. Anywho. So we have got The Younger Wife. The husband, a heart surgeon at the top of his field, Stephen Aston, is getting married again. But first he must divorce his current wife, even though she can no longer speak for herself. The daughters, Tully and Rachel Aston, look upon their father's fiancée, Heather, as nothing but an interloper. Heather is younger than both of them. Clearly, she's after the father's money. The former wife. With their mother in a precarious position, Tully and Rachel are determined to get the truth about the family secrets, this new wife coming in, and who their father really is. The younger wife. Heather has secrets of her own. Will getting to the truth unleash the most dangerous impulses of them all. So I'm sure it'll be good, since I've really enjoyed all of her other work that I have read. Then I picked up, because I read a book by this author recently, and oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. That's fine. And gave it 5 stars, and this is going to be The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore. I just recently read The Last Chance Library and gave it 5 stars. I just think that these covers are so cute. Chloe Sampson has been struggling to take care of her 3 younger siblings, to find herself, and to make ends meet. She's just about to end at the end of her rope when she stumbles across a rare old book at the library where she works, only to be shocked when her cranky hermit of a neighbor swoops in and offers to buy it for an exorbitant price. Intrigued, Chloe takes a closer look and discovers notes scribbled in the margins between 2 young lovers from back when the book was new. Unable to resist following the clues left behind, Chloe is delighted to realize that this isn't the only old book filled with romantic marginalia, my bad. But as she falls deeper into the breathless literary scavenger hunt, she's only left with questions. What happened to the tragic lovers who corresponded in the margins? And what does it have to do with the sad old man next door, who now only has begun to open his home and heart to Chloe and her siblings? In a romantic tale that spans the decades, Chloe discovers that there's much more to her curmudgeon-y neighbor than meets the eye, and in allowing herself to accept the unexpected friendship he offers, she'll learn that sometimes the stories most worth telling begin in the unlikeliest of places. Love, love, love. And then my good friend Christy, April 23rd was a day to gift a book to people in your life, and she gave me The Giver, the graphic novel. The Giver is my favorite classic. I feel like everybody has a favorite classic. I want to reread it. I have it over there, but now I also have the graphic novel version. And if you know anything about The Giver, basically, like, they don't see color. Like, in the society, they're, like, given basically, like, a shot. And then this one boy starts seeing red, and so, like, random boxes are in red, and I think that's really cool. Next, I have got Fahrenheit 182. This is a signed first edition of Mark Hoppus's new autobiography. I will show you the signed. Very cool, very exciting. I love Blink-182. They're one of my favorite bands. I've seen them a couple of times. Mark Hoppus gave me his guitar pick at one of them, but we do have his new autobiography. Then this is from my friend Christy as well. This is The Library of Lost Dollhouses. Tildy Barrows, head curator of a beautiful archival library in San Francisco, is meticulously dedicated to the century's worth of inventory housed in her beloved Beaux Arts building. She loves the calm and order in the shelves of books and walls of art, but Tildy's uneventful life takes an unexpected turn when she first learns the library is on the verge of bankruptcy, and second, she discovers 2 exquisite, never-before-seen dollhouses. After finding clues within these remarkable miniatures, Tildy, I keep wanting to call her Tiddly, Tildy sets out to decipher the secret history of the dollhouses, aiming to salvage her cherished library in the process. Her journey to understand introduces her to a world of ambitious and gifted women in Belle Epoque Paris, a group of scarred World War II veterans in the English countryside, and Walt Disney's bustling studio in the 1950s Burbank. As Tildy unravels the mystery, she finds not only inspiring overlooked history, but also a future for herself filled with unexpected possibilities and an astonishing familial revelation. Super cool. My friend also gifted me the special edition of Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I have unfollowed my regular edition, but this is just the special edition of that. And then I did get my, like, sprayed edge version of The Perfect Divorce. This is the sequel to The Perfect Marriage, so I'm not going to go over what it's about because it'll spoil the first book. And then I picked up Strawberry Shortcake Murder by Joanne Fluke. This is on sale on Amazon. And back during Vlogmas, if you missed it, go back and watch it. It was a very fun video. I read the first book in this series, spoiler filled. And if you don't know, these mysteries have recipes in them. So in the video, I made a couple of recipes and read the book, and it was super fun. And I wanted to, my plan was to do one once a month, but they're in the process of reprinting these with new covers. And I was waiting for this one to come out, and then when it came out, it was, like, expensive, so I didn't want to buy it, blah, blah, blah. TLDR, we finally got it. The next two books were a cute little buy one get one 50% off situation at Barnes, and I'm ripping off the Barnes exclusive edition stickers because I want nothing to do with them. However, I'm just glad that they're removable stickers because like the non-removable stickers should be outlawed. So the books I got for buy one get one 50% off at Barnes, which ever since Christmas they've not had a good selection, was Wild and Wrangled, which this is the final book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I read the first book done and dusted, and I just wanted to get that. And then we have Carly Fortune's new book. The Barnes & Noble edition is like super shiny, and like the inside covers are like these really pretty art. But I've heard that this is like a sequel to Every Summer After, but I don't really know, so I'm not gonna read the description just in case that it is, but we did get that and I am excited for that. And then this was also from getting gifted in a Facebook group by Jessica, and this is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This is a sapphic romance. Delilah Green swore she would never go back to Bright Falls. Nothing is there for her but memories. Oh, this is by Ashley Herring Blake. She wrote, I read a different sapphic Christmas book by her. Make the Season Bright. But this is a series and this is the first book. So there's nothing there for her but memories of a lonely childhood in which she was a little more than a burden to her cold, distant stepfamily. Her life in New York with her photographer career finally gaining steam and her bed never empty. Sure, there's a different woman in it every night, but that's fine with her. When Delilah's estranged stepsister Astrid, who the second book is about her, pressures her into photographing her wedding with a guilt trip and a 5-figure check, Delilah finds herself back in the god-forsaken town that she used to call home. She plans to breeze in and out, but she sees Claire Sutherland, one of Astrid's stuck-up besties, and decides that maybe there's some fun and a little retribution to be had in Bright Falls after all. Having raised her 11-year-old daughter mostly on her own while dealing with her unreliable ex and running a bookstore, Claire Sutherland depends upon a life without surprises, and Delilah Green is an unwelcome surprise at first. Though they've known each other for years, they don't really know each other, so Claire is unsettled when Delilah figures out exactly what buttons to push when they're forced together during the gauntlet of wedding preparations, including a plot to save Astrid from her horrible fiancé. Claire isn't sure she has the strength to resist Delilah's charm. Even worse, she's starting to think she doesn't want to. Oh my god, sounds so cute. Okay. We picked up the special edition of The Measure. If you do not know, The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich is one of my favorite books of all. It might be, I think it's my favorite book of all time. This is like a super pretty, it's got gold sprayed edges. Whenever I was grabbing this at the store though, this is kind of expensive. This was $40, but I had like $5 in rewards, but like a bunch of them were printed upside down, so check your copy. But we got that. My book of the month, which my book of the month link is always linked down below. I picked The Home of the American Circus by Allison Larkin. This was a literary fiction pick. It's been 10 years since Freya Arnold's left goodbye note to her parents on their kitchen table and fled her hometown of Somers, New York, driving up the coast to disappear into the lackluster life as a bartender in Maine. But then on the cusp of her 30th birthday, when an emergency leaves her short on rent, Freya returns to Somers to live in the derelict house she inherited after her parents' untimely death, and soon discovers that her 15-year-old niece, Aubrey, is secretly living there. Despite all the attempts to lay low in her old town, Freya reunites with childhood friends, encounters familial enemies, and strokes old flames while she fights to stay afloat and give her niece a better life than the ones she's had. But as they reconnect, Freya and Aubrey learn to lean on each other, working to restore the house and come to terms with the devastating events that pulled them apart years ago. Set in the birthplace, blah, 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 but it sounds really good. And then this one also was gifted to me by Christy, and this is Jordan Child's book, I'm That Girl. It's her autobiography. And then me and my friend Andrea went to a book event where we met Allie Hazelwood, which she did sign a couple of my books, which I was super excited about. It's really tucked in there, so I'm not going to grab it. And the event was for this book by Allie Rosen, Unlikely Story, Rosen. So I did grab this, and she did sign it as well and personalized it. And so we have that. And then I did read this book, and I loved it so much. And it was on sale hardcover for $10. This is John Stamos' autobiography. This is my favorite autobiography of all time. Highly recommend. I got my Afterlight for the month. This is actually my least favorite cover of the 3 that I have gotten so far. This is Flirting Lessons. This is a sapphic romance. Avery Jensen is almost 30, newly single, and ready for a change. She wants to get a hobby, date around, especially women, and flirt with everyone she sees. One problem: she has next to no experience when it comes to dating and even less confidence. Enter Taylor Cameron, champion heartbreaker. She just broke up with her most recent girlfriend, and her best friend bet that she can't go 2 months without sleeping with someone, so she offers to give Avery flirting lessons. It should keep her nice and busy and keep her away from dating, but it takes her mind off of how inadequate she feels compared to her much more settled and grown-up friends. With Taylor's help, Avery finally has the life she has always wanted, but she now wants Taylor too. And as their mutual attraction becomes impossible to ignore, both women must decide if acting on these feelings could ruin the best thing that they've ever had, or could it make it even better. But I just think that the cover is not like that impressive. I do think the sprayed edges are really cute. We've got like this ombre purple. And then I can show you the end pages and the naked hardcover. I'm just like not very impressed, and I'm very sad because it could have been really cute. We got that, and we've got this. I like the end pages and I like the naked hardcover. I like just like the foiling with all like the things that I'm sure will make sense. I just think that like the actual cover, I don't like how shiny it is. It's like very shiny, and I think the shininess of it makes it look cheap. So that's that. And then I also got this on the Amazon sale. It was on sale for like, I think like $5 or so. This is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, historical fiction. And then finally, my friend Christy sent me this. This is The Frederick Sisters Are Living the Dream. Oh my god, I keep thinking like hair is tickling my back, but it's my lights. So every family has its fault lines, and when Maggie gets a call from the ER in Maryland, the cracks start to appear. Ginny, her sugar-loving older sister who has diabetes and intellectual disabilities, has overdosed on strawberry jello. Maggie knows Ginny can't live on her own, so she brings her sister and her occasional vicious dog to live near her just north of New York City. Thus, Maggie's life as a caregiver begins. It will take all her dark humor and patience, already spread thin after a separation, raising 2 tall sons, freelancing as a commercial artist, and starting to date, to deal with Ginny's diapers, sugar addiction, porn habit, and refusal to cooperate at all. But in time, Maggie realizes she may not be the real caregiver after all. So, it sounds pretty cute. Well, it sounds like hard-hitting, I guess is a better word. But that is everything, friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I will see you next time. Bye!